Here's your news for November 14, 2019. We're kicking off by looking at the main event of NXT, as Mia Yim and Io Shirai battled in a ladder match to see which team gets the advantage at War Games. Though the match was great, this wasn't the first time these two superstars were on the show, as earlier that night, fans saw Tegan Nox and Rhea Ripley attacked backstage. Many fans believed that this was an attack by Shayna Baszler ahead of the show, until the Queen of Spades henchwomen Jessamyn Duke and Marina Shafir were down as well. Putting this on the back burner, the main event saw Shirai defeat Yim, who suffered a nasty fall from one ladder through another, and also receive help from NXT UK's Kaylee Ray. When Bianca Belair joined Io and Kaylee in the ring, Baszler applauded the group, indicating that the NXT UK Women's Champion will be her team's fourth member. Things seemed to be going well for the Queen of Spades until she was attacked by SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley, who ambushed Baszler with a chair ahead of the two meeting at Survivor Series against Becky Lynch. The NXT crowd were rightly shocked by the attack, as Bayley was at one point the most lovable star on the Gold brand, but this time is far over. With Survivor Series less than 2 weeks away, could Becky Lynch invade NXT next week? Stay tuned to find out. While fans may still be reeling from CM Punk's shocking return to WWE, it should be mentioned that Punk is actually working for Fox, not his old employer. With that said, this tidbit of information hasn't stopped many fans and superstars expressing their delight of the news, with backstage host Renee Young enjoying some of the freedom her new Fox contract allows her. After WWE posted about Punk on Twitter, Young told them, "Tag him, you cowards," a cheeky move by the Canadian, but one she's in a position to make. Young's fellow WWE backstage star Paige also let herself be heard, agreeing with a fan who now wants AJ Lee back in the fold as well, while Seth Rollins wasted no time in challenging Punk for a match. With Ricochet saying he's the next in line to face the best in the world, there's still no proof that the retired Punk will ever lace up his boots again, but the door for a potential return to a WWE-produced show has just been cracked open slightly. SmackDown's Universal Champion Bray Wyatt also commented on Punk's return, sharing an image from the pair's Nexus days, when Punk whipped the then Husky Harris to prove his loyalty, a painful moment that The Fiend hasn't forgotten. Since Punk's shock return on WWE backstage, there's been plenty of speculation on what will happen next, and it seems that the Chicago-made star may be around for quite some time. Before indie wrestlers debut in WWE, they'll often take down their pro wrestling tees shop, allowing WWE control of all their merchandising, which is something Punk has done as well. Now, if you go to Punk's tees page, you'll find an Error 404 page, but there are some fans who aren't happy with the former world champion. There are some online who are calling Punk a sellout for returning to WWE, which would be hurtful if true, but it isn't. The facts are that Punk has signed with Fox to work on WWE backstage, not the wrestling promotion, so fans shouldn't expect to see him on Raw, SmackDown, or NXT anytime soon. We know that Punk won't be wrestling in WWE anytime soon, but sadly, neither will Johnny Gargano, who was confirmed to be injured during last night's edition of NXT. Due to his injury, Gargano won't be a part of either War Games or Survivor Series, and while the former NXT champion has said he's proud of the NXT superstars for the recent invasions, you know he wants to be with them. The NXT Grand Slam champion looked to be on a collision course with Finn Balor for next Saturday's event, after the Irish superstar attacked Gargano as part of his heel turn, but for now, this feud is off. Gargano would also have been a logical fit as part of the NXT Men's Survivor Series team, but now the role will have to go to someone else like Tommaso Ciampa or perhaps the reigning NXT champion Adam Cole. With more fans now seeing NXT than ever before thanks to both the recent Invasion storyline and the move to USA Network, it's a shame that the show is missing not one, but three of its biggest stars, as there's no news that Velveteen Dream or Kushida will be ready for action in Chicago by next Saturday. With Gargano's neck keeping him out of action at TakeOver, some had hoped that Finn Balor, who knows all about how bad an untimely injury can be, would show sympathy, but that wasn't what the new prince had in mind. Appearing in the ring during last night's show, Balor said he was disgusted at what NXT had become, and even referred to Gargano's neck injury as a bruise that kept the heart of NXT out of action. With Gargano unable to compete, the inaugural Universal Champion turned his attention to Matt Riddle, who he attacked last week, but paid the price this week when the original bro struck. Riddle didn't get far in his attack though, as he was blocked by the Undisputed Era, who seemed to form a suspicious alliance with the Irish superstar. This team-up could be just because Cole and Riddle have been feuding and the group wanted to send a message to the King of Bros, but a partnership between the Undisputed Era and Balor could be some seriously good programming. When Tommaso Ciampa and Keith Lee joined Riddle to fight off the group, Balor quietly made his exit, and all this led to a Lee vs. Roderick Strong match, which was won by Lee. When the Undisputed Era interfered in that match, and Team Tommaso tried to even the score, Balor returned to decimate the King of Bros, and the news is now that Riddle has been replaced by Dominik Dijakovic in the War Games match, so he can instead face the Prince of NXT. With Dijakovic replacing Riddle, that means there is still one spot left to fill on Ciampa's team, but fans will have to wait and see to find out who. Back to backstage now, and it's been a while since Samoa Joe was seen in a WWE ring as he's been out dealing with a thumb injury, but the former US champion did appear as a guest host on the show where Renee Young asked for an update. Joe said, "The status update is we're kind of taking it day by day, but recovery is going well. Hopefully a few more weeks and we're back and rolling." If this prognosis is true, then Joe will be back just after Survivor Series and will be right on schedule for the Royal Rumble and road to WrestleMania 36. One superstar who fans won't be seeing at WrestleMania or at any shows in the future is Jordan Myles, who has publicly quit the company after the recent controversial t-shirt. The shirt, which many have said has allusions to blackface, has been the topic of debate for a month now, as the white smile and red background on a black shirt has made many, including Myles, see it as referencing blackface, and Myles described the shirt as a slap in the face for every African-American performer, fan, and supporter. In a scathing video, Myles said that he didn't want to go by his quote, slave name, but was instead going back to ACH. In the video, the former superstar said,
"As of today, I'd like to officially announce that I quit WWE. I am no longer an employee. I refuse to work for racists. I quit them. I hate that company and everything they stand for. All they did was ever hold people back. I do this shit for the culture. I don't need anyone's permission to do what I want to do. Screw Jordan Myles. Don't ever call me by that slave name. Call me ACH and don't forget the super. I quit."
It's a real shame that this incident had to come to this, but we wish ACH all the best in whatever he has planned next in his young career. Speaking of name changes, SmackDown superstar Ali has now had the Mustafa part of his name given back to him. The name change occurred earlier this year, and Mustafa was just one of several superstars to have lost part of their name over the years, with Alexander Rusev and Big E Langston also being victims. It's unclear why the name was given back, but all we know is that fans should expect to see plenty of Mustafa Ali merch from now on. We are looking ahead to next month now, and the WWE is bringing their TLC pay-per-view to the Target Center in Minneapolis on December 15th. The arena is already advertising some huge matches, as they're claiming that Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch will face the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, the Kabuki Warriors, in what they're calling the first ever Women's TLC match. Someone may need to remind them that there already has been a Women's TLC match, which was won by Asuka, and a second TLC match involving King Corbin and Roman Reigns is also being advertised. Rusev and Bobby Lashley are also expected to continue their feud into December, but it is not known whether the rumored match between the two will have a stipulation attached to it. It's important to remember that like all WWE shows, the card is subject to change, but it certainly appears that WWE is gearing up for another milestone in the women's revolution. Fans will remember that for all the many opponents the man has beaten this year, she is yet to defeat Asuka, but doing just that at TLC could see the return of Becky Two Belts. We're wrapping up our news from NXT now, as the show had plenty of action in its 2 hours on the USA Network. In the show's opener, Lio Rush defeated Angel Garza to retain the NXT Cruiserweight Championship after Garza qualified for the match last week. In women's action, Xia Li once again used her dangerous feat to score a big win, using her signature kicks to defeat Aaliyah, who required medical attention after the match. Following the pre-mentioned incidents with the Undisputed Era and the match featuring Lee and Strong, fans next saw Isaiah Swerve Scott face Bronson Reed in a battle of two of NXT's most talented rookies. One-upping each other constantly, it was Scott who got the win on this occasion, but a post-match handshake between the two showed that there is a level of respect between the two opponents. The war between Killian Dane, Pete Dunne, and Damian Priest continued this week, As while Dunn and Dane sought to settle their issues in a scheduled singles match, the contest never took place, as Priest blindsided the Northern Ireland Nightmare during his entrance. With no opponent, Dunn decided to fight Priest, but it wasn't long until security broke the two apart, but one member of the crew took a running crucifix bomb by Priest onto their colleagues, leaving the Archer of Infamy standing tall on this occasion. NXT may have been a huge show and built to both War Games and Survivor Series nicely, but it wasn't the only wrestling available for fans to see last night. AEW Dynamite was in Nashville this week, and while the fans were pleased to see AEW World Champion Chris Jericho, he wasn't pleased to see them. Demanding a thank you from everyone in AEW for retaining his title at last week's Full Gear, the fans gave Jericho exactly what he wanted, but the champ retorted by saying that the fans didn't matter and it wasn't their approval he was seeking. Interrupted by MJF, who turned on Cody Rhodes at Full Gear, MJF claimed that Rhodes was trying to keep him down and put himself forward to joining the Inner Circle. After Cody appeared, a brawl naturally ensued, but Jericho was able to escape before appearing in the main event with Sammy Guevara. Last night's show also showed how dangerous Jon Moxley can be, as the lunatic claimed that everything he said would happen at Full Gear came true. Meeting Michael Nakazawa, the match was a complete squash, with Moxley hitting the paradigm shift in seconds to get the win, and post-match said if anyone in the locker room wants to challenge him, they should kiss their loved ones goodbye. The war between AEW and the Inner Circle was in full effect during the show, as the Young Bucks were seen brawling backstage with Santana and Ortiz. It wasn't long until the fight spilled to the ringside, and after the Bucks hit super kicks on security, the Inner Circle duo laid out their bosses and attacked Nick's right leg with a blackjack. Powerbombing Matt through a section of the stage for his troubles, it took Brandon Cutler and Private Party to eventually cause Santana and Ortiz to back off, and the pair will meet Private Party on next week's show. In women's division action, Nyla Rose made quick work of Danny Jordan, leveling her much smaller opponent with a big boot and following up with a lariat, Samoan drop, and a beast bomb to get the win. Pac also continued his successful ways during the show, defeating Hangman Page, who is quickly gaining a reputation in the company of someone who can't quite win the big one. After a back-and-forth match, Pac was able to hit a series of stomps to Page's head and eventually a Black Arrow and Brutalizer to get the win. In tag team action, the Dark Order defeated Jungle Boy and Marco Stunt, but it seems the war between these two groups is far from over. After the match, Uno tried to recruit Stunt to the Dark Order, though Stunt refused to abandon his tag team partner. Uno even said he respects the decision, but had the Creepers attack the two babyfaces in a powerful message to the entire tag team division. Though the numbers were against him, Darby Allin was able to hold his own during last night's show, defeating Shawn Spears and Peter Avalon in handicap action. As if the 2-on-1 handicap wasn't bad enough, Allin also had to avoid attempted interference by Leva Bates, but hit a cutter and a coffin drop for the win. After the big win, Allin grabbed the mic and accepted Jon Moxley's challenge, as a match pitting the two against each other has been confirmed for next week. After all this, it was time for the main event as Jericho and Guevara challenged for the SCU's AEW Tag Team titles. But the match was a setback for Jericho, who suffered his first pinfall loss in AEW. As the show ended, Jericho was seen having a tantrum in the ring, so fans will have to wait and see what he does next. A fun way to end the show. It'll be interesting to see which company won the ratings war this week, as WWE has closed the gap to less than 10,000 fans difference last week.